Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning in to real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find.
Show up here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy Campbell.
Good afternoon. And yes, Bill T, I saw that Deshaun Watson's hurt. Will miss the season again. We swept the North. It's amazing. Um, what else can we say? We're 15-2. Now we got to make it 1-0 and start all over again. Let's go. I don't care who we face. Dan Gamble, 89, Coach of the Year, 8-1 on the road, number 1 seed plus the bye, and NFC back-to-back NFC North Division Championship title. Yes, all of that. 100%. I agree. But good afternoon to everybody that's here. I think I saw maybe I saw Fred and Bill T as well as Dwayne Keene. It's so great to have you all here. Uh Ennis Rakestraw is activated off the IR. What did I say? As soon as the season ends, that counter resets to 0. Activate whoever. I think you can get up to 6 in the playoffs. So, who else is going to return? Now they're saying Derek Barnes might be back by the championship game or the Super Bowl. This is crazy. Would it be weird by the championship game if we get Derek Barnes, Aiden Hutchinson? Yeah, I don't have faith that the Vikings will win. And it's more about that defense and how they played against us. They couldn't stop a cold. Yep, retore his Achilles, out for the year. There isn't even any good memes out there because everything's like a rehash of everything we did last week. Everybody, all of those sudden, all those people that lost in week 18 are coming out of the woodwork talking trash about the Lions again. When I didn't see anybody post any trash other than sweet pictures. That's not trash, it's a fact. I love how they say, "Well, you know, teams that they play each other 3 times, they're gonna struggle to beat a third time." I think it's funny how Tom Brady is firing everyone in Oakland. Somebody had to do it because Mark Davis couldn't. Mark Davis has been running the team into the ground for a decade. Bad picks. Let's just go over some of the ones in the last 20 years. Jamarcus Russell, Darius Hayward Bay, Henry Ruggs. And it wasn't because he's a bad player, it's because of his background. Character means something. And I think that's what Tom Brady wants to do is he wants to change the culture. I hope that makes sense how I worded it. All right, the first team all pros. Let's see if we got anybody. First team offense. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Panay Sewell. First team defense. Kirby Joseph. First team special teams. Jack Fox. Joey Uso. I'll go over the ones that the Eagles got in a second. But it's Jack Fox, Kirby Joseph, Panay Sewell, and Amon-Ra St. Brown as the first team all pros. Yeah, same here. But at the same time, I get it. It should be closed practice, and the media shouldn't be allowed when you're in the playoff. Because what if you're trying a new play? What if you got something up your sleeve that you don't want the other team to see? I'd boot them all too. That's just me. So let's see. Saquon Barkley. That's it for offense. Defense. Kirby Joseph and Xavier McKinney were the safeties. I have no problem with that because I think Xavier McKinney was like the second or third ranked safety. Yeah, that's the only Eagle that made it was Saquon Barkley. Oh wait, nope. Zach Brown, linebacker. Lane Johnson. Nope, Lane Johnson did not make it. Not his first team. It literally goes Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, Patrick Ricard, Brock Bowers at tight end, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tristan Wirfs, Joe Thuney, Creed Humphrey, um, Quinn Meaners, and Panay Sewell. On defense, Miles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, Cam Cameron Hayward, Chris Jones, Zach Brown out of Philadelphia at linebacker, Fred Warner, Roquan Smith, Patrick Surtain II, Derek Stingley, Marlon Humphrey, Kirby Joseph, and Xavier McKinney. And your all pro special teams unit is Chris Boswell at kicker, Jack Fox at punter, Cavante Turpin at kick returner out of Dallas, Marvin Mims as punt returner, and your special teams players for um, your tackler is Brendan Schooler as your gunner, and your long snapper is Andrew DePaula. Yes, Cam Hayward made it. So 4 Lions made first team. 4 Lions, two Eagles. Yeah, hell of a 3 punt season. It was 3 punts per game. They only had one game where he kicked none, or was it two? But that doesn't matter. He was great at holding the ball for the kicker. So 2 Eagles, 4 Lions, 1 Packer, 3 Chiefs, 2 Ravens, 3 Ravens because Roquan Smith was in there. I think the Lions were the most represented as a team. I almost think they got the long snapper wrong though, because I looked and he had 3 muff snaps all year. Because the way it lands and the way it's placed, that's due to the long snapper getting it right. Hogan Hatton only had 1, and he had 4, which also led to a lot of missed field goals. So I think Baltimore is going to win because Derrick Henry wants to catch up with Saquon Barkley, and he damn near did. He damn near did, and that's what one of the things I noticed. It's the little things. Who does what when, and all the teams that sat lost ground. All the teams that ended up hurting people in the starting room in Week 18 with technically nothing to play for. Guess what? You may have hurt chances for your team, but at the same time, you're trying to win the game to not lose seeding. I didn't understand the mentality that other teams. Yes, there should be some great games, Jim Jackson. And just to let you know, 4 Lions made first team All Pro this year. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Panay Sewell, Kirby Joseph, and Jack Fox. I'm proud of as hell of those guys. Ennis Rakestraw is back on the active roster as of last night. He's finally healthy. 100%. 100%. Oh, wait. Lamar Jackson. Oh, yeah, it was 3 for them. Yeah, Zay Flowers being out good. Yes, how about those Lions, Dandy Nuts? Woo! We went nuts on them. Yes. 4 Lions make the Pro Bowl or make the All Pro list. The All Pro list. 7 in the All Pro as the starters. 11 as alternates. That's the most of any team for both. So we got the most in the Pro Bowl. I think we're either tied or have the most as All Pros. Can we say the Lions are legit now? Can we legitimately say the Lions are legit? Because I'm sick of the narrative that they're not. Yeah, Philly and Green Bay may be the battle of the backups. Barkley may be the undoing of the Packers. But I've been saying that if it's the backups, if it's Willis versus Pickett, I think that's a wash. But Saquon versus Jacobs, it's going to have to be the running backs that take over those games. Otherwise, it's going to be all Philly. Yes, we do need to move on from Mosley. He's been in and out of the lineup, never healthy. And the illness thing is that Norvo. Oh, I know. I predicted Lions Chiefs before the season started, but I said the only one that's more interesting to me is Lions versus Bills. Because then you're guaranteed a new Super Bowl winner that's never won it. And I think that is the best one. Okay, the Pro Bowl is the game that they hold as a exhibition match that absolutely means nothing other than bonuses for players. All pro means that they took all your stats, tabulations, and it's only the media, the players, and coaches that vote you in. It holds more merit. There is no fan voting. It's not a popularity contest. Just fan voting. Oh, you have a great receiving core. I do. Devonta Smith, AJ Brown, and the others. Yes. Hokey do. Isn't that the truth? The media and the haters are never going to give our Lions the credit they deserve. It's weird how many people the Pro Bowl is nothing. It's still something money wise for the players. So that's where it means a little something. Even if they're voted in and don't go, they still get their bonus for being voted in as first team. I think Kirby Joseph being snubbed off the first team is a joke. Obviously, want Lions to win Super Bowl. Secondly, anybody but Casey. Oh, I I just love what the Lions are legit because they finally learned how to screw the other team over, not just their fans. Dandy does. That's great. After we win the Super Bowl, it won't be enough. I can hear them now. Well, you only have one, fucking losers. Fuck them. You know, it was it was a trophy back in the day that they don't realize. There's been a trophy for the world championship the entire time the NFL has been in existence. So we got 4 trophies in our case, whether they want to admit it or not. They're just not Lombardis. Because, if Green Bay wants to start that shit, then they're no longer title town. Because if they're not going to legitimize our 4 trophies that are in our case, I don't have to count 9 of theirs. Yes, I'm on Ross St. Brown, Panay Sewell, Jack Fox, Kirby Joseph, first team All Pros. So, you know, they're not title town if they only got skull fuck, but with a cock in your mouth. Yeah, 'cause that's what it sounds like. Sounds like they're saying score, but with a cock in their mouth. Right. If history matters, then all history matters, not just part of it. I've been trying to say that for the entire time I've been a podcaster. That's been my rebuttal every time. My latest game review is up. You guys want to hear the title? The Legion of Whom gets a boost over the Vikings. That's the title. You click the link up there in the upper left-hand corner of your screen with your QR reader, it'll take you straight to my articles on the South Florida Tribune, to my category already in the Motor City Tribune heading. The Motor City Tribune is owned by the South Florida Tribune, just to clarify. I don't know. If he retires, I think Spags gets the head coaching job there. I think the reason why Spags hasn't taken an interview because he was authorized to. They didn't. refuse teams from talking to him. I think he's doing the high road thing and saying, I'm not talking to anybody unless we're out of the playoff. And so if you look at that, that's a Super Bowl winning franchise that's done it, you know, 3 times out of the last 5. It's kind of big, right? Joey Uso, I know. I re- I want to say, I was actually jealous of Philly back in the Andy Reid days because they were doing what our Lions wanted to do, having meaningful games in December and January instead of one and done. I think Dan Campbell should do wheelbarrow commercials next, at least in AI. That way they're not real. Yes, Joey is an Eagles fan, and he's a very good one. He came in, he talked about how good we are. We've talked about how good he is. That's where Jonathan Gannon screwed Philly. He was so worried about a coaching job instead of the Super Bowl. Right. I hear you. Well, I saw that Ben Johnson is meeting with Jags this afternoon. I know. And let him. Let him. I don't think he can help Trevor Lawrence. I think the only way he's helping Trevor Lawrence is if he takes like half our coaching staff with him. And I don't see that happening. Those are the years of Eagles I remember very well. I used to have a Dawkins jersey when I was a kid. Yes, Fred, I had jerseys of other teams. Why? Because you know, I was fans of players, not so much teams. Fans of players and coaches. There was coaches I always wanted. When Andy Reid came available, I was begging for us to get him. Begging. No, we took Jim Schwartz. Yes, Joey. I got plenty on there with you in there now. There's 3 of them, I think now. This this run that we've made this to 15-2. Yes, Aaron Glenn declined the Patriots. Ben Johnson told the Jets to kick rocks. Aaron Glenn did not. Chris Spielman is talking to the Jets. Aaron Glenn speaking to the Jets today. But no one can take. Jim Schwartz was a great defensive coordinator for you. That was after he left Detroit. I think he was a good head coach that got an unfair shake after an 8-8 season because the defense was finally where it needed to be to make the next step. I feel you on that, Fred. Boy, you picked a bad time to start being a Lions fan, though. When Harrington got drafted? Ooh. God, the draft used to be crying material back then. Charles Rogers, Teddy Lehman, Ernie Sims, Boss Bailey, um, Jordan Dizon. I'm in the same boat, Dandy Nuts, because of the interview that Ben Johnson had the week just before week 18, where he said, you know, head coach, head coach is where I eventually want to be, but I'm happy where I'm at as an offensive coordinator. No, he's not declining anymore. I already have the schedule for him. He only declined the Patriots. He's already accepted 6 interviews. Ben Johnson's accepted 6 interviews. So if you want the list, I have it right here. Ben Johnson accepted the Chicago Bears, the New York Jets, the New Orleans Saints, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Las Vegas Raiders. Ben Johnson has accepted the Chicago Bears, New England Patriots, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Las Vegas Raiders. Never got a request from New Orleans and told the Jets kick rocks. Chris Spielman accepted the pending Jets one, and Hank Fraley is interviewing today to be the offensive coordinator and run game coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. I think that's a huge move. I think they've got talent on their O line, and it's just not coached right. Because we've seen that O line, and they've got a lot of talent on there. Yes, that's exactly why he was not happy with how they did Gerard Mayo. But at the same time, I think it was stupid to put it in a defensive coordinator's contract that had no head coaching experience, that he would be the head coach if the head coach left. And I think once it was Mike Vrabel was available that year and no one hired him, he should have said, "Hey, Gerard, I know it's in your contract, but can we put you back at DC? We'll give you the head coaching money because there's no cap on coaching salaries. We'll give you the head coaching money, but let us hire Vrabel." Actually, it's more because of Woody Johnson, Jim Jackson, an owner that refuses to do what's right. If he hires Chris Spielman, an alpha male, he won't let Woody Johnson tell him what to do. He will be more like Dan Margan was with Tepper, Dave Tepper down there in Carolina, where he said, "Shut the fuck up, write the checks, and let me do my job." That's the type of person Chris Spielman will be. And also, Boise State wants him. Boise State wants Kellen Moore as their head coach bad because they want that sophomore quarterback to have him. But again, I'm celebrating the fact that Ennis Rakestraw is back. Do you know what that means? That means unless somebody gets hurt, we don't see ABV again. You guys know who ABV is, right? Anyone but Vildor. I don't want him on the field in the fucking playoffs, man. What's up with all the college programs trying to recruit NFL coaching? I mean, I get it, but it's like a disease right now. If you notice, they've been going more after the retired ones or the ones that's been out of job. Um, I agree with that take, Bill. And I think I think Tom Brady took it because he wanted to be the first owner player in the NFL, which is why he stepped down from his announcer job after only 1 year. I need to state how huge that is. He's walking away from $270 million to be part owner of that team, and he's taking more of a leadership role. Don't be surprised if they don't go quarterback and Tom Brady comes out of retirement. Oh, Sam Laporta is amazing. I think what hurt him this year was a couple of nagging injuries coming into the season, which limited his availability early. He's having a great year. He has more touchdowns than Brock Bowers, who's probably getting Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's either going to be him, Jaden Daniels, or Bo Nix. Yes, I'm rooting for the Columbus Clown College because I want Ryan Day to stay. We love Ryan Day. As Michigan fans, yes. I, I, I that could be it too. But at the same time, there's some credence to the whole. If you notice, almost all offensive coaches have accepted the interviews for New England, and the defensive coaches have said, "Fuck it." The only one that's taking it is Mike Vrabel, and I think that's because he has ties to the team as a player. Oh, you're speaking to the choir. We saw it in the game. TJ Hawkinson was dropping passes and missing blocks. I've been thinking Tony Romo needs to start as an offensive coordinator somewhere. That's one of the things I love about when he does his announcing is the way he could tell you what play they're going to run before they run it. What I hate about him is his X's and O's description. It, it lacks luster. We also don't see Sam Laporta having critical drops in crucial situations. We've seen Hawkinson do it his entire career as Lions fan. And for a couple of years, you didn't see it there as much. With Minnesota, it was more exemplified in week 18. I think he had 4 drops. One was a pass defended because Anzalone got his hand in there. The cast hand, no less. Yes, his broadcasting is entertaining, but it's slowly lessening because he's doing less of the play prediction and doing more opinion based. And I'm sorry, his opinion is ass. I hate Tony Romo for his opinion. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I love what our team is doing. I love the fact we're getting healthier as we speak. David Montgomery, Terrion Arnold, Zietler, and now Rake Straw's back for this next coming game. And I think it's huge. I think it makes the secondary much better to have a young guy who's raw. LOL, so true. Robo sucks. Brady was really bad to start. Come on, we bitched about Brady for half a season until he announced. I'm trying to think what game of ours it was. He announced. Was it the Minnesota game? No, that was Sunday Night Football. What game was it? I can't remember, but he announced it, and everybody fell in love with Brady because he's actually a Dan Campbell fan. He's actually a Jared Goff fan. He's actually you know, when you listen to how he talks about him, you can tell he's not being a hater. And I think that's what Lions fans fell in love with. But his X's and O's breakdown of the game isn't as good as what Tony Romo's was. Thank you. I'm glad he finally cleared. Hallelujah. Jalen Hurts is good to go against the Packers. Oh, it's another one of these days. Fuck the Packers. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Pack your bags. You're going on vacation. I don't care who we play because it comes through Detroit. That means we're either going to play Washington, Rams, or Vikings. Or LOL, Jim. I knew you would. I just like being able to announce it as soon as it happens. You know what I mean? And I love the fact that you guys help me out with that. You know, because you guys follow the stuff the same as I do. You're either saying it, you're typing it in as I'm saying it, or I'm saying it as you're typing it, or you guys let me know. And that's an amazing thing to have. The only ones that have been fired is Anthony Pierce, and that happened yesterday. And then they did the scheduling right away. So, oh, it's snowing. I don't see it. Not here yet. It will be though. I have the feeling if it's snowing where you're at, it's coming. If it's snowing, that means it's getting warmer. Yep, it's a lot warmer today than yesterday. Yesterday was 0. It's 25 degrees warmer today. Feels like it's only 14 degrees warmer though. All right, Joey, you have fun at work. Um, Joey, we're gonna talk because I want to get with you. Trevor Lawrence is arrogant and will do whatever he wants. No coaching him. I feel the same way. I I don't think Ben's going there. All right, it's been an amazing time. Um, I appreciate every single one of you that have been here all season. What an amazing run. We're at almost 560 subs. Thank you guys. I go out and I talk on other people's podcasts, even in the chat, and I'll sign them and they'll say, "Hey, that's a cool name. Yeah, the Lions are great." Blah blah blah. And I'll go, "Yeah, that's the name of my podcast," and they immediately go to their phones and look it up while live. You know how cool that is? Cheesehead chokers. They definitely did in week 18. They choked faster than an OnlyFans girl for $20. Let the Chicago Bears win. They let the Cobb. I don't think Gibbs is going to end up being hurt because Monty was showing him how to use his body closer to the way he did. I noticed that Gibbs is way more filled out than he was last year, more chiseled, more defined, and I think that helps with keeping him healthy. Um, he's hitting the hole different. He's got a better stiff arm this year. I think Sonic Knuckles is teaching Sonic how to knuckles, if that makes sense on what I'm saying, because he's running through more people this year than he used to. It is. There she goes. But I sit there and it goes, hey, I sit there, I said, I'm not going to knock Caleb Williams this year. The team had a bad record. He did not have bad stats except in completion percentage. But when you're sacked 70 times in the season, you're going to have a bad completion percentage. Are you not? So Let's take the completion percentage out of it for a minute and just look at the overall numbers. 3,597 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 6 picks. That's a 3.3 to 1 touchdown to interception ratio. That's pretty fucking good. And I'm not overhyping Caleb Williams. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me twisted. The barely above 60%, that's just average in the NFL. But he did it as a rookie. Do you realize if he'd have got 300 more yards this season, one 300-yard game, or actually, let's go back. If two of his 200-yard games were 300-yard games, he might have broke Eric Kramer's passing record his rookie year. It's the best rookie season of any quarterback in Chicago Bears history. And there was only 3 quarterbacks this year that threw for more than 1 touchdown in a game versus the Lions defense this year. One was Josh Allen. Twice it was Caleb Williams. So while we all poo-poo on the Bears for sucking and stuff like that, Caleb wasn't as bad as the record made him out to be. That's what I'm trying to say. And if they get a valid coaching staff, I still think they need a new GM. They might be legit in a couple of years. I think it's going to take 2 years for them to get there because you know where they're at? They're where we were with Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia. Poo pop sucking. There's probably a best solution for a new head coach. A lot of good players in place. Yes, I yeah, I do. I love the black uniforms. I had somebody saying, "I kinda hate all the black uniforms. I don't hate the teams that had them, but all the new ones, I think they suck." Why? Because your team lost to us in them? I feel sorry for, the people in California. We should say a prayer for everybody. The devastation is massive. It's slowly creeping its way towards LA. Um, they're getting more and more of it. Ryan Everett, how's it going? I just started listening to you and I already like it, LOL. Uh, I just like giving honest and real opinions about stuff. Um, it means more to me to be real and not obnoxious than buying into every clickbait thing that's out there. So, Jalen Hurts out of concussion protocol. So let's go. Uh, I think the Vikings beat the Rams. Uh, I don't know why. I just do. I think Washington actually has the best shot to beat anyone out of the first round, and I'm actually predicting that. Let me rephrase it. I got LA, I got Washington, and I got Philly winning. And I'm not saying that any other reason than Jalen Hurts cleared concussion protocol today and is good to go. Um, Jordan Love, they actually shut down practice to the media because they didn't want anybody seeing how he's doing with his hand. So we don't know. Yes, prayers up for California and LA. Um, I had seen somebody said, I wonder if this has to do with them, this, that, and the other. And I don't want to get into that side of things. What I want to say um, is this the way of that state purging itself as a land? Uh, the homeless population in California has increased dramatically. And I wonder if that has something to do with it. On the AFC side, I got the Chargers beating the Texans. I got the Ravens beating the Steelers. And I got the Broncos upsetting the Bills because that defense of the Bills has been falling apart and letting bad teams win. And Denver's a good team. And I'm not saying that because I don't think Josh Allen can't take over the game. I know that state's really mismanaged and it sucks. But things are going to change. I heard Campbell this morning. He's saying that he don't care who he plays. Let them play us, and he don't give a fuck where he goes, home field or on the road. The teams haven't seen us play. Exactly. And Jim Jackson goes, "I'm with you on the Broncos. The Denver defense is real." It and I'm not saying, like I said, let me repeat. I'm not saying that Josh Allen can't take over and win that game. I think it's going to be exactly what we've seen. It was more of a 50% split between Monty and Gibbs, and we run the ball 45% of the time. So I think both of them get around 20% of the snaps. Brent DeWitt. It's just this this run we've been on with this Legion of Whom. Everybody stepping up and playing instead of players that we expected to be here for the long haul this season. First two off the board in week 3. When your leader shows fear, it spreads to the absolutely. And Dan Campbell's not going to do that. He's been that ballsy, let's beat you down guy all season. Broncos and then upset KC. I think they're due. Um, the confidence that they got beating them in Week 18. Now remember, they only rested 7 of their 44 starters, and the Broncos actually tore them a new asshole. Now I understand Pat Mahomes was the big one, but they tore them a new asshole, 38 to nothing. They didn't allow them to score. Everybody's like, "Oh, Carson Wentz's event, he'll be good." Campbell also said to the media, "How many teams have they seen go on it 4th down and still win the damn game?" It could be because that'll give them that confidence they need. I think Washington can too. I don't. I just don't see the Packers losing to the Eagles or the Packers beating the Eagles. Saquon's better than Josh Jacobs. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is better than Jordan Love. I'm saying he might be healthier. And if that's the case, Jalen Hurts 100% is better than Malik Willis. Anybody that thinks differently is delusional. If Jordan Love's playing, it's a good game. It's going to be back and forth, and it'll be anybody's game. If Jordan Love is not playing, I got the Philly winning by double digits. That's just where I'm at. Love stinks. Yeah, yeah. Well, he does have less interceptions than Jared Goff. Oh, wait, he has less wins, too. Just don't get in the red zone against us. 13.5% of chance of scoring a touchdown. Hurts just cleared concussion protocol. No, oh, there is a 1 minute delay from when you chat to when it hits my screen. So just to let you know, I don't think Campbell is leaving this team probably the rest of his life. He absolutely loves this team and has amazing chemistry. And that's why I'm not scared if our coordinators leave because I think we got people in place that are going to step right in. Calvin Shepard on defense. If Ben Johnson leaves, we got Tanner Engstrom that he's been grooming for the past 3 seasons to be his successor. This has been going, and we all knew this was coming, and it's just happening sooner than we wanted it to because we haven't hit that pinnacle. We haven't hit that goal yet. Um, and it's funny you bring up 13.5% chance because the biggest boon to that Legion of Whom defense was Alex Anzalone coming back. His sideline to sideline to play and the way he defends tight end, it meant a 15% decrease of team scoring in the red zone. They got field goals. They didn't get touchdowns. And that was because of how he played in that red zone. Because they couldn't hit the underneath stuff that was normally open, so they had to try to go over the top. And Sam Darnold saw ghosts and overthrew everybody. I won't say that, Harpazo. I think they need an actual offensive coordinator and take the play calling out of Matt LaFleur's hands if he can set his ego aside. And I say that because I think he needs to focus on being a head coach and reel the team in when they get out of hand and the penalties start to fly. because they were one of the most penalized team. I understand they're younger, but they almost had as many penalties as the Bears. The Lions aren't that old of a team. We're like what in the top 10 thing I think still in youth. Yet we had half the penalties. Offensively, we got the least amount of first downs giving to our offense due to penalty, specifically PI, than any other team in the league. They had Lions only gained a first down 6 times on pass interference for all 18 games combined. Six. Two of those happened in the Texans game. So that means in the other 16 games, there was only 4 defensive PIs against us. Get the fuck out of here. So when I hear people say that the refs were helping the Lions, I don't see it. Because the next closest team is the Bills, and they had 22. Let's be real here. If we were being helped, we would be like the Chiefs and lead the league in that category. I think we've only gotten called 8 offense or defensive offsides or encroachment penalties. So that's 14 first downs out of the 128. 128 first downs gained this season. Does people not think Campbell can run an offense as even if Johnson leaves? I know it's delusional because Campbell was calling the plays that Ben Johnson designed at the end of 2021 when we started winning and playing like a top 10 offense when we were playing like a bottom 10 offense with Anthony Lynn. And it's not that they don't call them. I think it's because they know we're dominant enough. We don't need the help. Harpazo, let's go with where I think it is. I think it's because our O line is that fucking good. I think it's because our guys are playing that clean. Uh, did we get away with a pick play here and there? Maybe. I don't care. And yeah, that's what it is. The culture has changed. All right, it is time for me to do our sponsor, but let's not forget we are the Kings of the North for a second year in the row. Yes, I'm wearing last year's NFC North Championship one. Why I don't have this one yet? As soon as I see it, I'll buy it. I don't care if I got to put my ass in hock to do it. I'll sell all my shit. I don't care. I want it. Why? Because we don't get them like we did, like this. Thank you to my sponsor, Brandon Service at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road. In Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Stop in and check them out. Used tires starting at $45 and up. New tires, call to get your quote. They are delivered within 1 to 2 business days. Call 810-233-8230. Talk to George or Red. If you mention this ad, you will get $25 off a set of tires. And $10 off a set of used tires. Bill T, that cracks me up every time you say that. I want the van from your sponsor. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here with me this Friday afternoon. And I look forward to seeing you Monday morning, where we'll go over all these games and how it went. The winner And champion of the tumbler is Moonscar Blade. Jim Jackson, you weren't last place this time. J.I. didn't show up. He's last. You beat J.I. Give him shit. Love you guys. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love.